What's up, everyone? It's Gabby Trades here, and welcome back to the channel. Well, we have a major government that's on the verge of collapsing. Will that backtrack the markets as well? Well, we're going to look at that today, as well as price action as usual. And yesterday, we had another amazing call on the markets from us live here. We have been on a roll since I don't know when. We've been doing really well. So you guys, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe if you're new here. Also, click the small bell notification so you never miss my live breakdowns when I'm live here with you. Good morning, everyone. Well, we're gonna jump straight into it since we started, but well, we started on time, but I usually start a little bit earlier over here. So now this is about the French government. So we have a political turmoil that completely shook the European market. So what happens? Well, basically, we have the France's minority government, which is led by Prime Minister François Bayrou, that is facing a confidence vote on September 8th. 2025. So that is happening basically next week, if you will, on a couple of weeks. And the main opposition parties have already refused to support it. So if that vote fails, the government is pretty much going to collapse. Now, CAC or CAC 40, which is the index for France, basically dropped over 2%, and yields on the French 10-year bonds surged to their highest level since March, widening against the German bonds. Now, European investors are a huge part of the market, right? And they're spooked by rising political risks at the moment, and that's reducing the appetite for European equities, and it's actually pushing the borrowing costs up. Now, question is, of course, why would this matter for us? Well, that matters because political instability is going to increase the risk premiums. So investors will demand higher returns for holding riskier assets, essentially. And that can do what? It can depress the stock markets and raise debt costs over here. So not only that, of course, we're having also more scaries over here from Trump, because Trump fired Lisa Cook. So basically what happened is that he fired one of the Fed governors, Lisa Cook, and he cited that there is some mortgage application issues, though she completely declines any wrongdoings and actually plans to sue here Donald Trump, because she's arguing that she's been removed for no cause that's actually under the law, because by law, they're required to remove any governments that are for cause that's under the law, if you will. Now, obviously, the market reaction to that is not good, and investors are worried about political interference in the overall Fed, in the central banks. They don't want that because that can dilute confidence in the US monetary policy. So of course the dollar is going to soften, and then US Treasury yields are going to step, and that is going to show us that there is anxiety over future rate decisions and politically not politically, but policy instability and credibility, if you will. So you know, it's important to have the respect for the central bank's independence. That's foundational over here for long-term markets stabilization. And if we're in a way eroding that trust, that could fuel volatility and inflation expectations as well. Now, the interesting thing over here is that if we're looking at the TradFi, let's look at S&P 500, we're literally flirting with all-time highs as well. So that is a NASDAQ composite as well. They're flirting with record highs as of yesterday, and the markets are reflecting there is optimism that was fueled by possibilities for rate cuts, if you guys remember, and also investors are obviously hoping for strong earnings on Nvidia. So the confidence in the investors is remaining robust, and there is some momentum happening here, and expectations for policies that are going to accommodate that. However, these political risks that are continuing around us to happen, and geopolitical events, could really derail our rally over here. But let's not forget, most importantly, like we said, we have the Nvidia earnings and Wall Street is mainly focused on that. But are they making a mistake over here? So we're going to have the earnings today, actually on Wednesday. So the focus is really intense because investors are expecting strong results and they're closely watching for the guidance on AI demand and China related growth. Now, if we look at NVIDIA, historically, the earnings are really moving the entire tech-heavy NASDAQ market. So strong beats and bullish outlooks can really fuel the upward momentum for us, but any signs of softness or concern in the report could really spark massive immediate pullbacks, you guys. And if you remember yesterday, we looked at the chart and we saw that we have potentially here either gaining 7% or losing 7% of the NASDAQ, the NVIDIA earnings with the reports coming in over here. So that's quickly on the news. Good morning, everyone. We have Serge, James, we have some new people. Morning, everyone. Hamed, you guys, very glad to see you here. Make sure to keep the chat active, and we're going to go into today's price action, of course, with Bitcoin. What time are the earnings? After the bell today. Okay, so basically Bitcoin. So the thing is, yesterday we had correctly the bullish bias estimated, so we had a buy over here, which was really good. However, I tried to warn yesterday that we do have the daily support over here, and we were looking at a potentiality where market's going to push up to it and then reject. So that is exactly what we're seeing over here. And the sell was very clear. If you're not entirely familiar with how I trade, well, you can't exactly know my strategy. So for that, I advise you guys, because I'm going to be releasing the course very, very soon next week. Go in the wait list in the description box of this video. Let me see if I can pull it up again here for you so I can show you how you can do that. We have 38 people watching. I'm going to track how many likes we have. And again, we're getting that ugly ad. 20 likes. We need 18 more likes over here. So basically, if you come in the description box, make sure to register, you guys. Make sure to register for that, because this is going to be your last chance to get prices that I'm not going to repeat these prices. I'm not going to give any discounts. This is going to be it for you. And then yeah, obviously you should join Discord. If you're new here, come on Discord, because that's when I give the daily updates and lots of value on Discord in the description box. And you can get the VIP by registering on Bluffin, but there is instructions on how you can do that on Discord as well, on Discord. And if you register on Bluffin, you can get 100% refund if you lose $100 refund if you lose $100 trading. And you can also find it over there how you can do that. So yeah, going back on Bitcoin, this is what we said yesterday, right? There was actually a very clear sell, and I will teach you these models in the course that I will release next week on how you can catch these moves. But for the people that are watching on YouTube, I obviously don't give everything, but I do give the zones, right? And I always say that the daily supports and resistance SR flip zones are very, very important. And the sell was clear over here with this week of price action on a 4-hour, if you will, on a 1 hour, on a lower time frame. You could have called that early in the morning. Now, so basically what's happening over here is that price is rejecting. Now, is that a rejection simply because we're having the results today from Nvidia, or is it a rejection to come down and take our liquidity over here on the 4-hour time frame, which is not a very low time frame, and liquidity on a 4-hour time frame counts very, very heavily. So we said that if that happens, there is a lot of liquidations that are sitting just below here at a level 107 to 30k approximately. Now, also, if we looked on a daily time frame, we also said that if we pull out our standard deviation, right, we could easily assess sort of to what what area Bitcoin might pull back if it starts to pull back, and where Bitcoin could find support. So firstly, we have the -2's standard deviations over here, which is where I usually like to take profits. You guys very know that we've been bearish on Bitcoin from this candle over here, up here. That was the confirmation. Again, you will learn all these things in the course, so make sure to get on the wait list, you guys. But over here, the standard deviation is telling us that price has more work to do at around 105.3K, 103.7, even 102 if it happens. And if it happens that we don't hold after we clear that liquidity, if that happens, that we don't hold these areas, we have the daily support over here at 100K. So it's actually imperative for Bitcoin to hold the 100K level overall, although I'm not very fond of price reaching to these levels over here, because that is going to hurt the altcoins sector as well. So yeah, today a little bit of a bearish bias on Bitcoin over here. But guys, remember, literally everything can change within moments notice with the Nvidia earnings. The whole market can literally pull up just because we had very good earnings on Nvidia, if that happens. And also, you guys, let me know in the chat box. I'm curious to understand, do you guys think that it was a good idea for Fed Governor Lisa Cook to be fired? Do you think that it's a good thing that Trump is going to get involved, or is getting involved to a massive extent with the independence of the Feds? To me personally, that is not a very good thing that's happening right now. So let me know what you guys think about that. I'm curious. Don't you think it's a bad thing? Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. They've, you know, we've had the certain credibility so far, and we have, you know, we're having the credit scores the way we're having it right now because of the Fed. So I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Bounce at 110K at Nvidia earnings, but think we're gonna go down to 105. Yes. So we're gonna see. I'm actually quite curious. I don't know, because we had, if you remember 2 weeks ago, you guys, we had some articles, some news articles that investors are losing confidence in AI, and that small simple news release completely dropped Wall Street to their knees. They started selling like crazy, and the whole market sentiment went down, right? That's when Bitcoin started dropping like crazy immediately. So, you know, that's the thing. These things really have an influence on the markets over here. Now let's look at ETH over here. ETH is holding strong at the moment. Let's have a look 4-hour time frame. I'm pretty sure that if we pull the indicators, we're still going to be bearish over here. Yeah. So same target as yesterday. The only thing is that yesterday we had a bullish bias down here due to price action. Right now we have to see if price is going to rotate up here. Now it's going to be very useful for you guys to get on the course waitlist, because I'm going to teach you exactly how you can, I'm going to teach you at least 5 methods of how you can get confluences here right now to enter short, right? So the thing is, this was a really important area for Ethereum to break, right? And Ethereum did not break that. It doesn't mean that it's not going to break it, but it more often than not, you would be expecting for price to be reacting from an area that essentially is going to confirm the bullish / bearish bias, right? Even if you're extremely bullish on price, if price is trading at levels, you can always get even a bit of smaller ticks of that price movement over here. But overall, it seems like price might roll over. But again, you know, the thing about Ethereum is we discussed it yesterday, but let's talk about it one more time over here, just for your understanding. So we did have the bearish bias confirmation over here with this massive red candle over here. That was a massive confirmation on the daily time frame that we're getting into the short zone area. Now the problem is that we already had a similar thing happening over here with this candle on a daily time frame. On a daily time frame, we've already confirmed once, and price reversed. So what does that mean? Well, to me, thinking as an experienced Dan the Legend, hello everyone, I would be thinking that this means that daily time frame is not particularly valid at the moment for me to build a bias. So that means I need to go a time frame up for that. And over here, if I look on the weekly time frame, and I decide, okay, the weekly time frame is going to be the one that is going to show me whether Ethereum is going bearish or bullish for a little bit longer. I can see that for that, Ethereum needs to be holding the area of exactly $3,500 over here. So whatever happens in the markets, right, 3,500 is going to be a massive area of support. Not only that, right, a price, even if we drop to that level, price might start reacting over here from 3,941. I'm not saying that it's going to happen because I haven't got the entire confirmation. Yes, it seems like a short today for sure, but let's say that happens. If it happens, that's what I'm telling you, you guys. Price is going to most likely react from these levels over here, right? I don't know exactly which levels, but price should not close below 3,500 over here. If we look on a daily time frame though, and let's say, okay, we trust the current break, which we don't, but let's say hypothetically, we trust if price starts to drop, then we're going to assess and we're going to see over here that we have the standard deviation extending the -2 area at around $4,000, 3,900, 3,800. This is the possibility where price needs to find a bottom over here. Now, moving that to a higher time frame to assess again, what could that potentially mean? Well, you can see very clearly that over here in the standard deviation, I also have an extreme level, and that extreme level is over here. Can you see where the extreme level is? The extreme level is literally above 3,500, where I told you we should not be getting a body close on a weekly time frame. So whatever happens, even if price extensively goes bearish over here, that means trading below 4,000 on Ethereum. That would mean that the super extreme levels are going to be around here, 3,389, 3,310, but price should wick those zones and quickly come back to give us a body close above 3,500. Because we don't want to see a body close below 3,500. Does that make sense, you guys? So this is your general guidance for what's happening right now. Your general guidance. Also, everyone, leave a message at the end of the video. Show Gabby some love and appreciation. She deserves it. Thank you so much, King Tony. Honestly, you guys, I'm becoming friends with most of you, and I'm loving it. This is actually my favorite part of the day, just being live here with you and showing you these things, looking over the news, trying to make sense of everything together. And we've been doing quite a good work so far, and I want that to continue for us. Now, moving on to Solana over here, since we're 18 minutes in. So like we said, on a daily time frame, as you can see, this is pretty much the same thing I was telling you about Ethereum. So imagine Ethereum, just open your mind a little bit right now. Imagine this is a weekly time frame on Ethereum, right? If that's a weekly time frame on Ethereum and Ethereum drops to the extreme levels over here that we were talking about, price is bouncing from it, right? So that essentially means that price is not bearish on this asset as of yet. And this is Solana on a daily time frame. However, the problem with Solana is that we're in a sell zone right now. And like we said yesterday, we haven't had a body close above that zone to invalidate our sell zone. So essentially, this is still a sell setup over here. yes, you do have a buy setup from an order block over here. Yes, you're coming from the 0.5, so you have a very high chance of price just exploding to the upside over here. That is why on Discord, where I give the daily updates, you guys make sure to join Discord. Again, you can do that very easily under the description box of this video. You can join Discord and you can get your VIP role by registering on Bluefin, which is the best known KYC exchange with the best liquidity that I use for years, and that's the only one I use. You guys know that very well. So on Discord, this is what I said, right? I said, because we're in Ethereum longs, I'm keeping the Ethereum long, closing some profits, and also making sure that I keep the position open in case the market explodes, because everything is at zones and it pretty much needs to bounce right now. And if it does, it's going to be pushed from Nvidia. That is going to be the catalyst, to be honest, you guys. And if it doesn't, happy days, we've taken profits, price at break even. At least in my case, that's what I do. I just show you what I do. You guys always do your thing. This is not in any form or shape me trying to tell you what to do. I'm just trying to teach you what I do. So yeah, coming from the 0.5 of this price leg, well, it's looking nice at the moment. So let's see how that goes, if it's going to push further. But the first evidence is going to be a daily close above, I'll give you the exact price level, $206.72. $206.7. We need to see a body close above that area for us to get more confidence over here, because essentially you do have a sell setup here as well. Does that make sense? The Asia market is selling. If I'm being honest, I must be wrong. It seems like I'm right. Okay. Yes, I don't really get it, but anyway. So ETH BTC, as you can see, lots of daily resistances over here. Just once we swept that liquidity, but price is trying to keep up over here. So let's see, because we do have a lot of liquidity to the upside on ETH BTC. So ETH is inevitably going to push more, right? Inevitably going to push more to clear all that liquidity. But yeah, is it a question of us getting another pullback, another shakeout? This is what we're about to witness with the markets today. Does that make sense? Now, moving on to TradFi over here. Now, we were talking about gold earlier with Dodi, I believe. So I just wanted to point out, this trade is already executed. This still, that was actually my second short idea over here, but the market didn't reach to that point, I don't think, or it did. I don't remember what happened. Not necessarily invalidated idea over here, but for me, price needs to come at least to this high over here. So I don't necessarily want to short the gold market as it is at the moment. It's going to be, in my opinion, very, very risky to short the market. We might in fact see another all-time high, or we can see price trading stop drawing, Gabby, or we can see price trading up until this level over here at the very least 3,400. But yeah, I don't know if we're gonna be lucky enough to grab that liquidity on gold before we move on for another highs. I don't think that's the case. For now, it seems like gold wants to push a little bit more over here. And even if it starts dropping, I don't see it dropping before 3,400 or before 3,438, to be fair. So that's what we need to be watching out for. Here, let's look at silver. This was a short idea that I didn't play. You guys know I didn't went in that short. So over here, same thing, potential setup. We have a 12-hour liquidity over here, daily liquidity down here, which is, so yeah, potentially, but not really, right? Potentially, but not really, still not sure. In this price action, there is a potential sell setup over here as per the indicators. You guys know very well, as soon as price reaches the top of the triangular formation, box over here, it's always a zone to take some sells. So potentially, but again, not something that I'm involved with or that I managed to catch here in the past couple of days, because I've been focused on crypto. So that would not phase me at the moment. Let's have a look over here. S&P 500, as you can see, on the verge of new all-time highs. So that is, you know, very promising, you guys, that we might see new all-time highs today coming in here with earnings. So that would be very interesting. So then if that happens, if we push price up, we might be looking for you know, some retracement in this area over here to catch some buys on that. Can you look at AXL? Yes, absolutely. AXL over here, let's have a look. Okay, not hating the chart at first point over here. Daily is looking fine. So yeah, usually, you know, you guys know very well, I don't like charts that look like that. So charts that look like that, I would have maybe up to 4 bets on charts that look like that, max 4 bets max, because I don't know, like this is just too bearish, right? This is just too bearish. But right, pulling out the liquidity indicators again, get the indicators, you guys. I'm telling you, find them in the description box and grab the indicators, because these indicators are going to help you with your analysis a lot, and they're almost to no cost. We have to pay something to Lux Algo that develop the indicators, and they're the best in the market. They're the trading view of indicators. So yes. Okay, we have 100% likes. That's brilliant. Thank you. Yeah, so it's not looking good. The only thing that's looking good at the moment is the liquidity on a daily time frame. I think 12 hours is also giving nice liquidities over here at 0.64 for AXL. Let's have a look. Currently, right now, nothing, to be fair. Price is in a massive range. It is quite possible that we might see some liquidation over here, and then you know, and then you would be looking to distribute. But I won't be feeling very confident before we get that liquidation to the downside on an asset like that. Sonic, oh, that was S. Yeah, we can look at that. We can look at that for sure. Yeah, so as you can see, you know, again, a chart that I don't like. Why don't I like the chart? Well, because we have created a lower low over here, and we've traded below the zero points of the price range. So essentially that price range is invalidated right now. And the new price range that you're trading with Sonic is this. That, and if you want to be like, if you want to be a bit more, maybe here, right? Maybe here, but it's so bearish that it's pretty much telling you that you have no security post 0.53, even before 0.42, 0.43, sorry, did I say 53? 0.42, 0.43, you don't have security above that. Potentiality, yes, you might get 0.54, but it's not something, right? It's a bearish price leg over here. It's not a bullish price leg, it's a bearish price leg. So because of that, we have to be, you know, it's very good that you have the liquidity on the daily. Let's have a look 12 hourly if we have anything on the 12 hourly over here. Wait for the indicators to load. Potentially, yes, over here potentially is giving resistance at around 0.43. So that's a 12 hourly resistance over here. But even without the indicators, you can use the range and be like, okay, 0.5, I have to cut because it's not safe. And then let's say price retraces over here, and then it decides to go up and retrace the other area of support / resistance. You guys make screenshots or whatever you guys want to do. But these are the areas you want to be watching for. So essentially, yeah, you might get 0.57 if you're lucky, but I don't know if any more than that is on the table, to be fair. That's like 80%. I don't know. I don't see anything more than that for that. You guys are most welcome. Do you have any other coins you want me to look at while we're here? We have a couple more minutes, so let me know. But yeah, over here, as you can see, right, even with the support and resistance, you can see that that's pretty much within a range over here, right, within a range. So what tends to happen is when you have price ranging and price exits a range like that, yes, it's possible for price to travel back into the midpoint of that range in order to make another lower low. Do you see my point? That's high time frame. High time frame, you guys. MYX, not a bad chart overall. Not a bad chart overall. Let's have a look if daily is giving something. Absolutely nothing. 12 hourly. Nothing over here. Just a massive sell zone in the daily. So you want to be having that marking over here for sure. You want to be having that marking. Otherwise it looks fine. I don't even need to draw the range to tell you that price is rejecting from a nice area to make a new all-time high, to be honest. So it's not looking bad. The only thing that's not looking great is that yeah, we don't have any liquidities developed. Besides, right now here on a 4-hourly time frame, we've just taken one liquidity. But yeah, it's generally looking good, right? And if price starts dropping over here, you'd be looking for some support around this area to come into this zone. Yay! Oh, we have 40 viewers? That's not cool. We should have more viewers. It shows me that we have 50, or my data is not developed yet. All right, we're gonna look at Pengu. That's my pick. That's my pick. Let's look at Pengu. Where are... Oh, here it is. Here it is. So, weekly time frame over here. Complete failure. For price dropped way further into the buy zone over here, but still in a buy zone. So we're still in the buy zone. It's looking all right, to be fair. It just needs to hold, because if it starts failing, it might be a bit violent. If it starts failing, it might be a bit violent, especially because we have this huge imbalance over here to fill. So, you know, this area should hold, and if it doesn't hold, the buy zone, which has been holding for now nicely, Pengu, if it doesn't hold, then we're looking for price to find support within the weekly fair value gap over here. But what's important to note for that chart is that, what should we get over here in terms of charting? Let's get our... Do we have a BP over here? No, we don't have a BP, but it's fine. We can draw it as a buy zone. You will be watching at this area specifically. You have some balanced price action over here. So if that happens, down here would be great for reaccumulation. But we might as well hold the buy zone, because we've been holding it so far. So we might as well just continue to do that on Pengu. You guys are very welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Again, please make sure to drop like a quick comment below the video, because it really helps with the algorithm and us, you know, being discovered. Captain JJ, yes, is the end of the life, mate. We can't keep it more than 35 minutes. It's getting a bit too much. I have like lots of lights in my face and my eyes are literally bleeding right now. But thank you so much for being here, you guys. And I shall see you tomorrow. We have one more tomorrow. Thank you so much.